Well, today we're gonna talk about steroids. Okay, like how to primarily draw them. So let's get into it. This video is for self-revision purposes only, so any mistakes, any examples I give are probably not scientific. It's just for me to remember because I will watch these videos right before my finals. Okay, so let's get started. And it is actually this goal for me. for me. So steroids. Okay, this is the structure of steroids, and this is the structure of cholesterol. How to draw them, as you can see here, but just to give you like a quick help. First you draw a benzene ring, then you draw another, and then you just are like bland. It looks kind of bland because like it looks very linear, so let's just make things a little interesting and make one go upwards, right? But then again, you just say like too many benzene rings. Why not just like a little, I think it's called a pentane, like a cyclic pentane. This, okay? Now you just want to point out the joints, okay? So this thing, of course, you know that just a line means that there's methyl here, but I'm just gonna represent it through the lines because this is the skeletal structure. We don't really have to write it. And then on top of this, you give an R. This is your steroid, right? Now, how to differentiate a steroid from a cholesterol? Steroids are easy to draw. Cholesterol is not. Okay, so think of it like this. Steroids, okay, like gym bros use it. I mean, I think of gym bros whenever I hear steroids. Not to like, you know, like do like weird stuff, but it is kind of seen in a bad light when like, you know, bodybuilders, they use steroids to just like build muscles instead of like actually building muscles. And but you know, it's still at the end of the day, it's not harmful in a way like cholesterol. You know, we've always associated, at least I have from my childhood, cholesterol leads to like heart diseases. I know this from like when I was like 4. So cholesterol is a bad thing, hence it's more complicated, it's more complex, the structure is more complex. Okay, so now let's keep this as it is. Let's get rid of the arrow. Okay, we have the methyl, right? We have the R. Now what we're gonna do, now remember cholesterol means heart disease. Heart disease is probably trans fat, cis trans. Where does that happen? Usually in alkenes. What are alkenes? Alkenes means double bond. You just kind of need to remember where. Double bond. Think of it in the second way. Second way. Okay? And then another thing. Okay. Now, cholesterol. What does cholesterol mean? Cholesterol means something, I mean, at least associated with something bad. Okay, let's think something bad. Okay, at least for where I come from, like my country, okay, alcohol is considered like a bad thing, right? So alcohol, consumption of alcohol, it's a bad thing. Cholesterol, 4 position, OH, I think this is the 4 position. This is 1, 2, 3, oh, this is a 3 position. 4, 5, 6, right? 7, 8, 9. Okay, now right, let's not do the numbering because clearly I suck at it. Should have like, you know, there's one thing to draw the structures or one thing to number the structures. I hate numbering. Now we got the trans fat, we got the alcohol. Now what? Think of one thing, okay? When we're using oil at home, okay, and when we're like having fast food at like, let's say McDonald's, right? So why is the fast food at McDonald's bad? Considering, I mean, they're a brand. Okay, come on. Why are they bad? Like, why are they bad compared to like homemade food? Oil, deep frying, right? Why is it? Because like what deep frying does is that it breaks these like unsaturated things into saturated, right? Like there is more this. So because it is saturated, like this is easier to break. Remember? This is easier to break because pi bonds, all that crap, you know. 2 bonds, yada yada yada. I'm not just gonna go there. So this is harder to break, right? Now what happens if there's like a long chain of this? Much harder to break, right? So now think of that and apply it here because at the end of the day, it is all fat, cholesterol. Now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna remove the R. I mean, it is technically still R, but here we go. We're gonna draw one mountain peak, but we're not gonna complete the mountain from the left and from the right. I mean, although you can reverse it. So we're gonna draw 2 mountains, and then from the 3rd mountain, we don't want a mountain, we just want to spread those legs. I should not be speaking like that. That is cholesterol. Okay, so that is Easy, right? Easy. Definitely it's gonna come in the quiz today, considering how much effort I'm putting. Hopefully it does, because when I'm putting so much effort, I better hope that comes into the quiz. We'll talk about more steroids. Hold on. Now, stereotyping is a bad thing. It really is. But sometimes you just gotta use that in your benefit, and by benefit I mean to remember things, because I don't remember things. So, okay, so let's talk about steroids. I know I put steroids like in a bad light, like it's a bad thing. It's not. It's not. No matter what I say, it's not a bad thing. So steroids are actually many things, among which are, I'm guessing, hormones, which are chemical messengers. Now, you know hormones, like, you know, adrenaline, cortisol, I think. I don't know, help me out. Cortisol, adrenaline, melanin, my favorite. Melanin, oh no wait, melanin's the one which tans us. Melatonin, right? So, there are a couple of hormones, okay? Now, like I said, I don't like stereotyping, but they have done it. I mean, it's kind of there, so, I mean, it's not much I can do. So, male hormones, female hormones, okay? As we all know, there is a very popular male hormone known as testosterone, okay? So I'm just gonna draw a little steroid here. Okay, I'm gonna draw the steroid here, okay? Okay, here. First, I'm gonna draw the steroid. Now remind me again how to draw a steroid. One benzene ring, another benzene ring, another one to make it look fancy, and then we have one to diversify the whole thing. And then the joints, right? The R group is gonna be here. This is my steroid, right? Now how do I make it into a very misogynist hormone named testosterone? Of course I'm not gonna use blue because that's my favorite color. We have this, so it's, the R group is going to be OH. And this part is gonna be O, it's gonna have a double bond here. It's a bad thing, guys, to have testosterone. So, I mean, it's a joke. So, hence it's got those double bonds. Yeah, double bonds. This is how you remember testosterone. So we're gonna, yeah, you can see it. This is testosterone. This is testosterone. Now let's draw the steroid again. Right, joints, R group. This is the steroid. Now this is androsterone. How are we going to transform androsterone into androsterone? Remember we had a carbonyl group here, right? So let's just switch an OH thing, like group here. Let's just switch things up a little, okay? So instead of the carbonyl being here, I'll do the OH here, and I'll do the carbonyl here. And we're just gonna get rid of the double bond altogether. This is androsterone. One quick side note is that both of these are called androgen. Okay, so this androgen and this. Okay, now you might be like, okay, so what about androstenedione? This is a precursor. Okay, this is a precursor. Now let's draw a steroid again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the joints, the R group. This is a steroid. Now how do we turn it into androstenedione? So here we just switch things up, like from testosterone to androsterone, right? How about we just add the whole thing up? So since it says androsterone, which sounds similar to androsterone, that means this is dominant, right? So we're just gonna draw another androsterone. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. We're just gonna draw another androsterone, except, like I told you, it's like a hybrid. So it's gonna have the carbonyl group at both sides. And then it's also gonna have the little, okay, so this is gonna have from the androsterone, and testosterone. Sorry, androsterone is not the dominant. It's like the pseudo-dominant. That's why we see the carbonyl group here. But we all know in this society, testosterone is considered to be dominant. Hence, we take the testosterone characteristics twice. Okay? Even though, like, clearly by the name, we can probably imagine that androsterone is the dominant one. Clearly, it's always testosterone because society is just. Okay. Androstene. Dion. I'm just writing the same thing over here again because I have a quiz on it. Can you see it? Oh, you can see the double bond. I have a quiz on it like in a few hours, and I really need to remember these. Now let's move on to the female hormones, the ones I have. Possibly, I don't know. Let's move on to the female. We're gonna draw a steroid again. Oh no, it kind of looks ugly. I want the female ones to look actually pretty. So, this, and this. Okay, this one kind of turned ugly. I'm so sorry. We take the joints, and then we do the R. What is this? Steroid. So now, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do for this? Oh, this is not est. Oh no, this is estron. I'm so sorry. Estradiol. This is estron. This is estron. I'll get to the estrogen later. I'm gonna use blue. Estrogen. Sorry, estron. Oh my god. Estron. So we're gonna take the carbonyl. Okay, copying a little from endosterone. Because, I mean, he kind of understands what we go through. Like, people be like, oh, female domination. And then, at the end of the day, misogyny still exists. So what do you mean female domination happens? Right? Oh, we took this from endosterone. And then, we're going to make it into a benzene ring. Now, this is important, okay? For all the female ones, okay, we have double bonds. Because we are unsaturated, and unsaturated fats, unsaturated lipids are not harmful, very much unlike saturated ones. So this is unsaturated, and we're gonna have a little OH here, copied from, once again, endosterone. So this looks almost like endosterone, apart from the benzene ring in the middle. So this is my estron. Okay, now let's talk about estradiol. Estradiol, we're gonna draw a benzene ring, another benzene ring, another one upwards to fancy it up, and then a cyclic pentene, and then the joints, and then the R group. This is a steroid, right? Now, what did I say just a little while ago? What did I say? I said that the female ones are gonna have a benzene ring. Also, I'm using red because red is kind of like a dominant color, and yeah, I feel like I'm being a little too opinionated considering the fact that I just had a really bad breakout. It was more like a silent breakout with one of my friends, but yeah, it was still a breakout. It was 2 days ago, but the effect's still there. So whatever, you just gotta bear with. So this is estradiol. So we're gonna copy estron a little because we have similarities in name here. So OH, and then this part. So, what's with the carbonyl being everywhere? Why can't the OH be everywhere as well? So OH is going to be here as well. And we're going to, for the first time ever, we're going to get rid of the little joint pain here. Because women live longer. This is estradiol. Now, remember I was yapping about estrogen, right? This little thing and this little thing are called estrogen. Like, they fall into the estrogen category. Like how testosterone and androsterone fall into the androgen category. Estradiol and estrone, they fall into the estrogen category, right? And you might be like, okay, then what about progesterone, right? Progesterone is progestine. It's like a different category. I don't know what that is. Ask my teacher. I'll maybe drop his email. No, of course not. Privacy exists. But whatever. He's also nice. I actually feel bad for shit talking about him. He's actually a really nice dude. very chill, but whatever. So now we're gonna draw progesterone, but before that we gotta draw what? A steroid. So let's draw a steroid, 2 benzene rings, 1 to fancy it up, so upwards, and then a pentene because diversity. Joints are. I feel like I should do it a little below this whole thing, but then again, you guys might get confused. I might get confused. Although we did color code the whole thing. Still bad idea. Bad positioning, Ashia. Okay, this is my steroid, right? Now what do we wanna do? Progesterone. Even though progress is being made. I don't see no progress. Okay, I'm gonna talk about a real social issue here that I literally like see even to this day, is the fact that y'all be like, okay, women are getting what they want, women are getting what they want. How is it that still in my country, women get half paid? Same work, with same hard work, same labor work, but they still get half paid. They still do, like, so it is not progress. Don't tell me it's progress. Okay, so progress, progesterone. So this is not progress. The progress is not the female. I mean, they did not progress with the female kind. Okay, so it is, I mean, even though you're saying it is, it's clearly not. Okay, so you still have some misogynistic tendencies. So let's talk about the misogynistic tendencies. I need to use another color, possibly green. So the misogynistic tendencies being, wait, I'm just drawing it here because I'm not getting enough space here. Okay, let's do androsterone because it's just easier. Okay, or estradiol, honestly, whatever you feel like doing. Instead of a benzene ring, okay, since the misogynistic traits exist, there you go. There you go. I mean, although, okay, no, there's no although. There is the little thing like testosterone and androstenedione. The benzene ring goes away, leaving just a double bond. We have both our thingies, like joint ones, and instead of the R, we're gonna copy the carbonyl, like in androsterone. Actually, both of these, androsterone and androstenedione. This is my progesterone. This will be all for today's video. I kind of lost a little bit of my chill while explaining, but no offense to any genders or anyone, anything really. It's just a way to explain things. Don't cancel me. Bye-bye. And also to remember, I feel like this thing, the whole misogynistic traits, I feel like this is a really good way to remember. So yeah, please use it. Ace your exams. Ace it.